Hey everybody in the world of YouTube, this is DarkSwan01, returning with a redo of my author review for Steve Berry, since I found that the last video was a little crappy, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to doing videos, since I'm still learning how to do videos when it comes to me being in front of the camera and what have you. Direct to the point of this video, Steve Berry is an author that spends most of his writing in the action thrillers with a hint of suspense during his novels. He was a lawyer by trade before he retired and is currently doing more writing than anything else. Let's see, what else? Oh, and as a homage to his previous profession, Steve has a bit of a punch in his characters due to some of them being in the legal profession, or were in the legal profession, by either being a judge or a lawyer or anything else that might come up in the legal profession along the way. My favorite novels of his limited repertoire are the Romanov Prophecy and the Templar Legacy, due to my own interests of history and what have you, with the Romanov Prophecy dealing with the Russian Revolution and the Russian imperial family of the time, while the Templar Legacy, naturally, are the Knights Templar. And the other novels do have their own time period of history based on of what the author, as in Steve, wanted to write about. But the previous two titles are my favorite. Steve does have another novel coming out in December called The Paris Vendetta, and naturally with the title, it's taking place in Paris, or at least in France in general. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be including with Napoleon, which I will probably have to find out which one it is when I read the book, since there were 3 Napoleons at the time after the French Revolution and what have you. Let's see, what else? Oh, and Steve only releases about 1 novel a year due to the fact that he actually does a lot of research into his work, with the research process starting about 6 months before he starts writing his novel. This is according to his podcast on his website, which I will give at the end of this video. So his writing process of 1 novel takes about 16 to 18 months-ish, give or take, since you have to get the accurate information and put your own twist based on what you have to do. Well, that's what Steve does anyway. And in the paperback, well, at least in the paperback issues of the novels, he does put somewhat of a writer's note at the end explaining what is fiction and what is fact. You would do this after you read the book, because if you do it before, it gives away the plot. So yeah, that kind of explains, in Steve's words, the line between fact and fiction, since he does that meticulous research of his background, well, the background of the book in primary locations and in secondary based on the topic. Well, and the website for Steve, for those who are interested, it's www.steveberry.org. Well, this is all for this author review, and once I get information for other authors that I'm planning on doing for author reviews, I will do videos for them. And this is Dark Swan 01, signing off.